What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. Good news if you're a fan of, well, first of all, just if you're a fan of good television, because someone who makes bad television has left. And really good news if you were a fan of God of War and you were afraid that, now, to be sure, Amazon's still probably going to butcher it, but just maybe not as bad as it would have been when the Wheel of Time showrunner Rafe Judkins exits. Okay, so if the Wheel of Time showrunner had gotten a hold of this, oh boy, my Wheel of Time fans, you can cry in the chat and understand just exactly how bad. I mean, I know we complained about like maybe Disney Star Wars changing lore and all that. Wheel of Time just made it a completely different series, just almost unrelated to any of the lore from the actual books. So would have been crazy. So here we go. God of War TV adaptation as Sony and Amazon reportedly go in a different creative direction. Is this the course correction? Because we know for sure what direction Rafi Judkins would have went in. They would have went in for that modern audience. But apparently maybe Amazon and Sony want to make money. I don't know. Let's see if the course correction is actually happening. So this is all from Variety. So no inside sources, just straight up Variety. Judkins, who was slated to be the show's showrunner, exited alongside his fellow executive producers, Hawk Otsby and Merk Fergus. Their exit comes after they reportedly completed multiple scripts for the series. As for the reason for the exit, Otterson shared it was due to Amazon and fellow studio Sony Pictures Television deciding to go in a different creative direction. Man, so maybe even they, like I said, were too on the nose for those modern day. I mean, it's still, we call it the DEI tax, right? If you want to faithfully do something and it still has to abide by modern ESG checkboxes of like 50% from an underrepresented group,
The message.
It's still there. It's just done in slightly different way now, but it's still there. So maybe they were like, no, you're a little too hardcore on your decisions. So different creative direction. Series, of course, initially announced back in December of 2022 with Amazon revealing it would adapt the 2018. And I remember this was a controversy because they were going to skip right over all the earlier God of War games, right into the Norse version of the game where he's living in Norway. In the realm of the Norse gods, rather than the original game, which it was the Greek pantheon, Greek and Roman pantheon. Apparently, the next one is going to be the Egyptian. Anyway, company revealed in a brief description that the show follows Kratos, the god of war, who, after exiling himself from his blood-soaked past in ancient Greece, hangs up his weapons forever in the Norse realm of Midgard. When his beloved wife dies, Kratos sets off on a dangerous journey with his estranged son Atreus, to spread her Atreus. Shout out Atreus. To spread her ashes from the highest peak, his wife's final wish. Kratos soon realizes the journey is an epic quest in disguise, one which will test the bonds between father and son. He's Loki, and force Kratos to battle new gods and monsters for the fate of the world. Yeah, I've seen footage of the first one, and I played Ragnarok a bit on my homie. He let me borrow his PlayStation. I played a bit of it. They're cool. They're just I don't have a PlayStation. I'm more PC, Xbox. But yeah, the stories are great. They got Christopher Judd, who, even though he's Blick and Kratos is very clearly not Blick, it's, hey, I guess if the performance is good and it's all there, and I think even a lot of the fans just want him to play Kratos in the actual live action. And by the way, still no word on casting. And yeah, still unclear exactly what the creative decision or direction, rather, that Amazon and studio are not okay with Judkins and his team offering, and that they're clearly going. Obviously, we have pointed out that the Wheel of Time is Wheel of Time in name only, and they just went completely off the rails. Friend of the show, Elaine, Nerd Cookies, you can see here, noted that she quit the show after realizing how much of a departure it was from Jordan's book. She said, if they were willing to change something as fundamental as the known sex of the dragon reborn, what else would they change? Turns out everything, including how magic works. As I watched the rest of the first episode, it became clear that the producers of the series were using the books as more of a rough draft as opposed to definitive source of knowledge. It's been my observation that the best adaptations of fantasy properties have been produced with a supreme reverence of the source material, and it's apparent that this isn't one of those cases. Yeah, source material matters, and it's shown, proven, because Wheel of Time not doing great. God of War did do well on its releases. Sweet Baby Inc. obviously had its hand in God of War Ragnarok, but still did well. You see the Steam charts had an all-time high of 73,000. So the player base, and forget the last two games, Kratos has got it as one of the all-time video game protagonists, right up there with Master Chief and Mario. And that's those original games that they're skipping right over. So, but either way, this is really good news. Really good news. If you are a God of War fan and you were wanting the TV show to not be complete shite, now there's a chance that you might get a Reacher Jack Ryan situation happening. But wouldn't hold my breath. But you're doing a lot better than we were before. Either way, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.